Well, it's a very stormy day here today at Wildwood Cottage. It's raining, sideways rain. It's very windy, and I'm in the shelter here out of the wind, but if I go round that corner there, it'll be blowing a hoolie, as they say in Scotland. It's not a day for being outside, and it's not a day certainly for being in the garden. I might go in the polytunnel later and go and try and do some seeds for the winter. I know I'm late, but I can always put them on the window ledge in the room where the fire is. I'm sure they'll germinate. But yeah, it's very wet, it's very cold, it's windy, it's damp, and it's a day for being in front of the fire. It's a stormy day today. It's not really a day for being outside, and it's not really a day for being in the garden. Don't know whether you can hear the rain behind me, but I'm stood outside the back door just looking at the weather. Hope you're all doing well, hope you're all having a good week so far. I'm hoping to get in my workroom later and get some jobs done. I'm thinking of getting rid of my Etsy shop. There are a few bits and bobs in there, and I'm sorry if I forgot to put a link in the description bar of the last video, but I will put a link in all my videos for you for my shop, and as I update it, I'll let you know on my channel that there's some new stock going in. So yeah, give you some ideas for Christmas of different things that you can buy for people, and it'll mean that you can support me, and then I can keep making YouTube videos for you. So yeah, it's one of the things that I really do enjoy doing, making things and finding things and making them into something, and weaving and spinning, and yeah, so I just thought I'd just come on, say good morning, and I'm going to go and get on with my mending. I've got this top to fix. I want to fix the top of it so it fastens, and yeah, fix a blouse, and just generally have a day of catching up on some inside jobs, because I don't normally get them done when I'm outside. So I'm going to go and get myself organised, and I'll see you in a bit. See you soon. Right, so one of the first jobs I've got to do on a day like today, I thought I'd show you my storm mitigation jobs, which basically just means keeping the water out, keeping the wind out, and making sure we stay dry. So I've got my poncho on because it's absolutely awful here today. I'll show you. It blew the washing off my clothes there that are under the canopy. But what I've got to do is I've got to go around checking all the grids to make sure they're not blocked because they flood. I've got to go up in the attic in the garage and make sure the buckets aren't full and empty them. I've got to go round the front of the garage and check that those gutters and grids are okay, because it's a storm warning now for 3 days. So yeah, for wind and rain. So these are just the things I have to do just to make sure that the place doesn't fall down, basically. Because it's pretty bad. I'll just show you the gutter. Now that gutter always does that, so I'm not concerned about that. But you see all the water. This is why I have buckets everywhere. All that damage there is water damage. It is earmarked for getting done up. But can you see the water coming through the wall? This is why I have to come round in my poncho, and yeah, it's still there, and check, because you see the gutter, the grid. Now if I don't check this is just going to get flooded and flood everything. So not a nice job. I have to get in with my hand and try and clean off the gutter, the grid, so the water's got somewhere to go. I've also got to go and see the chickens, make them watertight. So see, we've done that now. Because we're getting into a time now where all the leaves are coming off. There we go. Going down now. I'll just check this one. These are really, really old drains. Yeah, that one's okay. And I put the bits of slate on just to stop the leaves. Just check around here. Oh gosh, it's terrible. Now I'm getting out into the weather. Now we always have a problem with this area here. This leads to one of the rooms in the garage and it always floods. But thankfully, looks like my husband's done the gutter. So that's good, because I don't go up and do the gutters. But here we are, we've got another block grid and the water's just going to overflow and have nowhere to go. So it is just clogged. Right, that grid's working again now, it was very blocked. So just keep this gauze over the top and that there. And that seems to work. That's another one done. And it stops us getting flooded. You see all that water? There's just nowhere it can go. Don't know whether I can help drain that into that grid. Right, I've done a bit of a drain now on that one, so hopefully that'll drain away. You're all misted up. It's horrible out there, absolutely horrible. I'm in the shed, looking for some respite from the weather. It is still leaking. I think I'm going to have to replace the roof. Not today though, definitely not today. I look like a drowned rat, don't I? Oh dear. I've got to find the staple gun. And then I found some plastic from the polytunnel to put on the chickens. Just to keep them a bit drier, because they're not wet at the moment. They're quite happy pottering about. So I just want to make sure that if we've got 3 days of weather coming, that they're going to be watertight. So I was going to screw all the perspex back on, but I'm not doing that in the rain. I'm not that stupid. But yeah. So I've still got the buckets in the attic to do, but I thought that I would get on with the outside jobs while I have my poncho on. And then I can take my poncho off and go upstairs in the garage and go and check all the buckets. And I'll show you the hornet's nest while I'm up there as well, because when the guy came the other day, he knocked it off because it was empty. And he knocked off all the wasps' nests as well. So I'll show you them while I'm up there and show you what how big the hornet's nest was. But thankfully they won't come back in the same one next year. So he's knocked them all off now. So in November I'll go up with a brush and I'll clean them all off, and then I'll know then if there's any more come back. So yeah, I'm just going to try and find my staple gun and my staples, and then I'm going to go back outside and go and sort the chickens out. So see you in a bit. Right, well that's them watertight. All done down that side. That bit of polythene was what was left from the polytunnel. So now what I've got to do is check down the garden here and check the drain that I built, because I have a feeling that the chickens have blocked it all up. So I may have to come back out and do that later. So I'll shut the shed and we'll go back that way. I just thought I'd show you the raw side of living in the countryside. It's Not very nice when the weather's like this. It looks idyllic when the sun's out, but when it's like this, it's mucky, it's wet, I'm soaked underneath my poncho, and it's wet. And yes, I do think my drain is blocked up. It's along here, all round here, and it stops my garden getting waterlogged. One of the first things I did when we moved in, but as you can see, it's all very overgrown. I'm not going to do that today, do you know? It's just far too wet. There's no way I'm going to unblock that today. So it's just going to have to stay wet. It's not too bad. It must be working to some extent, because this is normally like a duck pond. So it must be working somewhere. So that's good. Right, I'm going in. It's horrible, and I'm going in. Yeah, I'm going in. I think I need to start taking my tender plants in soon to get a frost. And then verbena. Right, time to go in. I'd show you the polytunnel, but I'm soaking. Right, see you back in the house. Right, so I've got this old blouse, and I've decided to try and make it a bit more usable, because it's a little bit small and it stretches on the buttons at the front. It did fit me at one time, but it doesn't now. But what I've noticed is it's got these little buttonholes. There's one fake one with a button on, just there on the outside, and then there's a buttonhole. So what I'm doing is I'm going to take the button off here, and I've opened up the buttonhole just there. You just stick a pair of scissors in, a little pair of scissors, and snip the thread, snip between the threads, and then you get another buttonhole. So I need to do that in two places. I'm not too bothered about the rest, but just in the two places where there's a bit of stretch, I'm going to open up the buttonhole and add a button. So that's what I'm doing this morning now, before the fire goes back on. I managed to find some thread that matched as well. But while we're having some stormy weather, we're under a weather warning for rain today and strong wind. Maybe about 40-50 mile an hour winds. So it's not a day for being outside. I was going to go into town and go and try and sort out my bench in the kitchen, but it's not the weather for that today. Because we live in such a leafy area with trees, I don't like going out in the wind because they just randomly fall down, and yeah, if you don't have to go out, you don't go out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this, sort my outside jobs out, because I've got a few things I want to do outside. I've got to go and feed the chickens, and I want to go in my room for a bit and go and have a go at doing these necklaces I got the stone for last week. So just carry on with this, and I'll see you in a bit. So see you in a bit. Right, so I've done my blouse, it's all fixed up. There you go. The way I'm sitting, it's making a gape a bit at the bottom, but seems to have sorted out the top. Right, so I found this. It's a vintage coat fastening, and I've got this vintage made cardigan that's a recyclable cardigan that I bought for my birthday a few years ago at a vintage fair. And it did have buttons on it, and I didn't like the buttons. So what I've decided to do is put that clasp on, and I could still put a press stud on if I need to, but I'm going to pop this on here to keep this fastened, and I think that'll be really nice. So I don't know how old this is. It looks like it was a Woolworths purchase at some point. It was 36p and I paid 30p for it, so it hadn't gone up much in value. But I found it in a charity shop, so I always love these charity shop finds because they don't sell things like this anymore. But it's a lovely wrap detail button with a little knot, Celtic knot on the top. So yeah, I think that'll look really nice on this cobbled together sweater. So it may mean as well, if I do it, I might actually wear it. So I don't think it's going to be enough to keep it fastened, but it will be enough that I'll want to wear it. So as I say, we're having a mending day today. Seems to be when the weather's bad, I get my inside jobs done. And when the weather's good, I get my outside jobs done. So yeah, I just thought I'd switch the camera back on and show you that. And I'll finish this and then I'm going outside for a bit. So see you in a bit. This is a view of the garden from upstairs in the garage. Doesn't the polytunnel look good sat there? Just come up to check my buckets. You hear the drip? That bucket there. It's coming from there. On the flat roof. I think I've got it now anyway. But do you want to see the old hornet's nest up there? We can zoom in. It was quite substantial. I'll photograph it instead. So this is the main hornet's nest. It was quite substantial. It started off the size of a golf ball and it's gone the size of a basketball. Thankfully they're not around anymore and they seem to have left. So the man, when he came to check the place out, knocked them all off. So I've just got to go round in November now and brush the loft space. Just means in the spring when they come back that I'll be able to tell where the new nests are and deal with them as I see them. Just makes life a lot easier for me, really. Have you seen these old signs? Aren't they cool? There used to be a fete next door and I'm assuming that's what these signs are for. But I've never noticed them before and I just found them on the floor. So I thought they were quite amusing. But there's loads of them. So they must have had fates at different times of the year. But I think they're really nice. Really nice. Very vintage, very retro. And quite apt for this weather, I think. Bowling for ducks. You'll have to excuse the light, but it's still raining. That's better. And a viewer who found my channel, I think it was in my video when we went out and we looked at the church and things like that. I've got my top on. I had to get changed because I got absolutely drenched when I was outside clearing out the grids and everything. So yeah, I managed to get all that done. It's brightened up a little bit, but the chickens are now nice and watertight. All the grids are empty. I've checked all the gutters, nothing's leaking. I did find a grid that had a big hole in it that's a potential rat way in. So I've managed to do something with that and cover that over. Emptied all the buckets in the garage. So yeah, I had a busy morning. I got absolutely drenched, so I had to get changed. But yeah, getting back to this lovely viewer. A viewer asked me about my cook stove and asked if I would do some recipes on how to use the cook stove. So what I thought I'd do is just show you some of the books that I've got that I find useful and that you might find useful as well. They were only cheap. One of them I got off my mum. One of them was Gordon's and the other two I got on eBay for £2 each. So yeah, one book that I do use a lot is this one, and it was Gordon's Rayburn book. Now I've made the Christmas pudding out of this, and I put the recipe on my Vlogmas videos earlier, and I'll put it in the I button up here for you. So I've done the Christmas pudding and I've done the Christmas cake, and I did them both in this cook stove because I wanted to see how it would work, and I used the recipe out of here. So you can do pretty much anything that you can do in a Rayburn, an Arga or a slow cooker, you can do in this and on this on the top. You just have to remember that you just have to give it a bit longer to cook, a bit longer to heat the pans, and yeah, it just takes that little bit longer. It's more of a slow cooking than a fast cooking that you get with electric. I find with electric, it just burns everything. It just cooks everything far too fast, and with gas, and you can't really regulate the heat. So that's why I like cooking with this, because everything's a lot slower. And I get quite forgetful. I forget I've got the pans on, I forget what I'm doing. So this for me makes life a lot easier. It also keeps the house warm as well, so that has its advantages. But this book here, it has a lot of good recipes in it. He's put his little scribbles in it. But it's got, I think I may have covered this book before, but it's got soups and starters in it. It's got fish dishes in it. It's got pâtés in it. Ooh, mackerel with green gooseberry sauce. That looks nice. It's got fish. It's got royal fish pie. I'm finding now I can't cope with fish because they feed it rapeseed meal. So anything really to do with rapeseed, I just can't have it. I've had some dried fruit today with my porridge, and it's got rapeseed oil in it, and I didn't know, and I can feel it in my back, and I'm feeling a bit at the moment. But yeah, it's got vegetable dishes in it as well. It's got baked potatoes, sweet and sour carrots, celery and mushrooms, oven cooked rice. Now I didn't know that you could cook rice in the oven, but apparently you can. Oven cooked rice. I'll have to try that. It says put the rice into an oven proof casserole and add the boiling water and salt. Cover and cook at 180 degrees. Now I've not got a thermometer, I can't find it. It came with a thermometer, can't find it anywhere. And it says cook for an hour for brown rice and an hour and a half for white. It says you can cook it on a lower temperature and cook for 1 to 2 hours. So it says you could do this while you're busy during the day, and then use the cold cooked rice for a salad or a quick supper dish. So that's really handy. I didn't know you could do that. So yeah, I want to do the Jerusalem artichokes that are in the garden. I'm just waiting for the first frost because I believe they're better to eat for your digestion when they've had the frost. So I'm waiting for the first frost before I harvest them, but they always do well in this garden, and I'm thinking of putting them along the fence line, and then I can harvest them in the winter. My brain's had all today. It's got curry recipes, it's got meat, it's got Christmas cake, as I say, Dundee cake, Battenberg cake, Madeira cake. So as you can see, by the breath, date loaf, you can do pretty much anything you can do in an ordinary oven. Scones, donuts, hot cross buns, pita breads. So yeah, if you can find this book on eBay or in a charity shop, it's definitely worth it. It's called the Rayburn Cookbook, so I highly recommend that. The other one I've got is the Rayburn Slow Cooking Book. Now I picked this up for about £2.50 on eBay. It's by a girl called Louise Walker, and it's used for traditional cooking on Argas and Rayburns. And again, there's loads of puddings, there's accompaniments, potato and apple mash, red cabbage and apple, mashed swede, casseroles. It's got everything in here. Beef lasagna, which I'm going to do a lasagna today, so if I do, I'll put the camera on and I'll record that for you. Peanut chicken casserole, coq au vin, main courses, hummus, soups, got everything in it. Talks about cooking times as well at the beginning. So yeah, I highly recommend that one. Considering I only paid £2.50 for it, it's definitely worth it. I do have a Mrs. Beaton book as well of cookery, so that would be useful because you would have used a range many years ago to cook your food. So that would be very useful if you can get hold of something like that. They often come up on eBay for about £5 or £6, sometimes a bit more, depends if someone's being cheeky. And yeah, you'll get lots of tips, advice on how to use a range cooker and things like that in there. I need to root mine out and have a look at it, so when I do, I will show you on one of my vlogs. I might root that out for tomorrow for you. And yeah, just any books really where you're going to be using a range cooker. I found this one as well on eBay. It was about £2.50, cooking on a country range. And again, I think this one talks about electric ranges. But again, it does cakes, it does fish, it does meat, it does casseroles. It does a great range of things. It does how to do apples. Stewed apples, my mum always used to make them and I used to love them. She used to push the core out in the middle, put some dried fruit in, put some honey in, bung them in the oven, cook them for a while until they were all nice and soft, and then serve them with custard. Ooh, Mum always did them on a Sunday and they were absolutely beautiful, especially in apple season, because she used to buy seasonally when I was little. Because that was what you did back then, you bought things seasonally, didn't you? It's got how to cook, where are we? Summer pudding. Quite fancy having a go at that. I do like a good summer pudding. It's got jams as well, how to do jam in this one, so that's going to be useful because I am going to be doing some jam on here, and my apple sauce, and even my natural dyes as well. So we've got a lot to come in the autumn. Scrambled egg on toast, grapefruit bread. So yeah, it talks about cleaning and care as well, how to look after your stove, pots and pans that you need. I'm going around the charity shops and just buying up things that I can see. So yeah, I do like to have a good rummage in the charity shops and see what I can find. I do get things second hand as well. So yeah, the other book that I use an awful lot was my mum's, and my mum gave it to me when she moved house, and it's called the Farmhouse Kitchen book. I've shown this before because I do use it a lot. It's got lots of recipes. I mean, look how thick that book is. You can pick them up in charity shops, you can pick it up on eBay for a few pounds, but it's got everything in it. It's got loads of meat dishes, loads of poultry, loads of fish. It's got soups, it's got salads and vegetables, pies and pastries, making bread, making biscuits, bread, pizza, puddings, everything. And I have made stuff out of here, in here. So it's just basically adapting the recipe that if it's going to take a long time to cook anyway, say if you're cooking a joint and it's going to take 2 hours, give it 3 hours and check it part way through just to see how it's cooking. But yeah, they're my recommendations. I would recommend these books to you. Definitely these Rayburn and Arga books. Find them for a few pounds on eBay, and you'll have plenty of inspiration to keep you going. So I'm just going to get the fire sorted out, and I'm going to get the fire lit, and I'm going to see what else I'm going to get up to. So see you in a bit. I've had enough for one day. I'm just doing a little bit of work outside, and letting my husband have the fire for half an hour because I've had it all afternoon. So I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. So bye for now. Bye bye.